നമസ്കാരം, എല്ലാവർക്കും തുർക്കിയിലെ യാത്രാവിശേഷങ്ങളിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. ഞങ്ങൾ സുജിത് ആൻഡ് പ്രിയ, കൂടെ ബിജോ ചേട്ടനും റേ ചേച്ചിയുണ്ട്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഉള്ളത് പമുക്കലയിലാണ്. അവിടുത്തെ റെഡ് സ്പ്രിങ്ങിലെ കാഴ്ചകൾ കണ്ടു. ഇനി നമുക്ക് അവിടുത്തെ ഹെറാപ്പോലിസ് പോയി കാണാം.
Inside the water, they gave the white color, and the formation started here naturally many years ago. And you can see so many places in Turkey, in our country, but you cannot see such a natural formation in anywhere else. So it is a unique formation, and it's roughly 3 kilometers area on this side. But although it's
ഇവിടുത്തെ കാൽസ്യം ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് കൊണ്ടാണ് ഈ ഭൂമിക്ക് ഈ കളർ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്, വൈറ്റ് കളർ. ഇത് ഏകദേശം 3 കിലോമീറ്ററോളം വ്യാപിച്ചു കിടക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലമാണെന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. ഇത് വേറെ എവിടെയും കാണാൻ കിട്ടില്ല. അവിടെ എത്തിയതിനു ശേഷം ഇന്നത്തെ പരിപാടികൾ എന്തൊക്കെയാണെന്നും എമ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്തു തന്നു.
One is near number 1 from the north part, from the necropolis, which means like the huge cemetery graveyard, and the other is near number 15. So we are near number 15. In a few minutes we go into the city from there, and first I'd like to take you from 15 to 12. So 12 is the theater. It is actually the best part that we need to see. It's a must. So we stop there, we enjoy some history, we will click your photos. After that we go down to 10, 11, 9, then we reach for A. A is the ancient pool. We also call it as Cleopatra, where I tell you about Cleopatra, the beautiful Egyptian lady. Why we call it her name, I will explain you some real stories about the pool area. After that we walk from A to T. So T is the huge white terraces I mentioned here on the way down. When we stop for T, it will be your time. You can check and decide which pool you like to swim, or both of the pools you can cover. From number 1 to 15, you see much better here for Pamukkale, one way, but just behind Pamukkale, the huge Roman antique city called as Hierapolis. And I should say, before moving to the city, I should say, this map, it was the old image of the city from that time. That's why we see a really huge, really well-planned city. But in a few minutes later, when we start to walk, you might be disappointed, because today Hierapolis is not like the same in the map. Unfortunately, the reasons were of earthquakes. The city had so many regular earthquakes, like in the 1st, 3rd, 5th and 7th centuries. Especially the last two biggest ones in the 5th and 7th centuries mostly destroyed the city. For example, at that time you can see 2 theaters, 12 and 3. 12 we go and enjoy, but 3 was completely gone, not able to see anything. Or number 7, Agora, which is like our grandmother.
ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ കണ്ടത് 3rd സെഞ്ചുറിയിലുണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഹെറാപ്പോളിസിന്റെ രൂപമാണ്. എന്നാൽ ഇന്ന് അതിനെല്ലാം മാറ്റം വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ള റിക്കറന്റ് ആയ എർത്ത്ക്യൂക്കിന്റെ ഫലമായിട്ട് അതെല്ലാം നശിപ്പിക്കപ്പെട്ടു പോയിട്ടുമുണ്ട്. അന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് ഇവിടെ 2 തിയേറ്റർ ആയിരുന്നു ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. ഒന്ന് ഇപ്പം നമുക്ക് പോയി കാണാം. ഒന്നിന്റെ അവശിഷ്ടം പോലും ഇല്ല. പിന്നെ ഗ്രാൻഡ് ബസാറിലൊക്കെ വെറും പില്ലേഴ്സ് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. പിന്നെ വീടുകളെല്ലാം ഈ ഭൂമിയുടെ അടിയിൽ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാകും എന്നാണ് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത്. അതിന് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാനുള്ള ശ്രമങ്ങളും അവർ നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടാണ് ഇരിക്കുന്നത്.
This is number 15, South Byzantine Gate we call. Please remember, while we are walking here in the city this way, left side, behind those palm trees down there, that is completely Pamukkale, the white terraces. But the ruins starts from those marble pillars from left side to the right side to the top. It is called as Hierapolis. Excuse me, the emperor of the Pergamons in the 2nd century BC, that was Telephons, and the name of his wife, it was Hiera. So just to honor his wife here, that romantic empire, he called the huge city like Hierapolis. Hiera was her name. Polis had the meaning like city, so it means the city of Hiera. But although the city was founded here in the 2nd century BC, the ruins that you will see today, they all date back to Roman time. So Roman time, let's say, means from the 1st century till the 4th century AD in Roman time, especially after the Christianity was accepted. Many Christians came here, the population increased, and those people stayed here quite safely till the 11th century. In the 11th century, Seljuk Turks, the ancestors of Ottomans, came here. conquered the state and the Christianity was over. Some of the Christians had to move. Some stayed here like to defend the state, to defend the Christianity. But after the attacks, nobody lived here. The city was abandoned and it was discovered in the beginning of 19th century. Since then, since here was discovered, Italians are here, the archaeologists. They are now cooperating with the Turkish. They are still digging, or some reconstructions I show you on the other side, still going on by two of the countries. Okay. We will start to move now, but this way. It's like a straight way through Hierapolis and Cleopatra's pool. But as I mentioned you outside, I am now planning to take you from 15 to 12. So 12 is the theater. You see the ruin with some arches. So it means this, although it's a bit hazy down there, this is the best view that you guys can enjoy today. So here down there, the valley is much clearer with mostly the cotton fields I mentioned you. And just when we look inside the ruins, on the way to the theater, this empty site where you're able to see excavated ruins and some pillars rocks. Remember that these are the ruins of some houses. Today, we are not able to see any kind of houses here, let's say any excavated houses, because according to Italians, they are still underneath, waiting to be excavated. Okay? Because the theater that I will take you now, when that was first found out in 1950s, that was completely under the hill. It was all covered with a big soil. That's why they had to clean, dig everything. And that's why we are repeating. It is one of the most well-preserved ones of us. Okay. Here you can see the walls, the city walls.
ഈ ഗേറ്റ് ഏകദേശം 8 കിലോമീറ്റർ സ്ഥലത്താണ് ചുറ്റപ്പെട്ട് കിടക്കുന്നത്. ഹിറയുടെ സിറ്റി എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിലാണ് ഇവിടെ ഹിറാപോളിസ് എന്നുള്ള പേര് കിട്ടിയത്. ഇത് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കപ്പെട്ടത് 2nd സെഞ്ചുറിയിലാണ്. എന്നിരുന്നാലും ഇത് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിരുന്നത് റോമൻസിന്റെ കാലഘട്ടങ്ങളിലായിരുന്നു. ഈ താഴെ കാണുന്നത് അന്നത്തെ കാലത്തെ വീടുകളുടെ അവശിഷ്ടങ്ങളാണ്. ഇപ്പോഴും അത് കൂടുതൽ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാനുള്ള ഗവേഷണങ്ങൾ നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ് ഇറ്റാലിയൻസും തുർക്കി ഗവൺമെന്റും കൂടെ. ഇനി നമ്മൾ കാണാൻ പോകുന്ന തിയേറ്റർ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കപ്പെടുമ്പോൾ അത് പൂർണ്ണമായും ഭൂമിയുടെ അടിയിലായിരുന്നു. പിന്നീട് അത് സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തെടുത്തതാണ് ഇനി കാണാൻ പോകുന്ന രീതിയിൽ.
One was built here in the 1st century AD with a small stage. So remember, it was much smaller than this. But when the population it got crowded, they had to rebuild it. They had to expand the smaller one. And this one was completed here in the 3rd century AD. Please remember, they spent here roughly 2,200 years to make it bigger, to make it larger with the slaves technology. So we still appreciate the slaves jobs because when that was completed, the seating capacity of the theater, it was roughly 12,000 people. So remember here, 12,000 people they could sit. Yeah. And we can easily understand the population because the archaeologists, they have a technique. And it is all said that the population of a Roman state, it was like 10 times bigger than the theater capacity. So remember here in the city down there, roughly 120,000 people used to live. So we are in a Roman state, so we can say this is a Roman theater. But luckily in Turkey, we have two types of theaters, Greek ones and the Roman ones. Of course, this had some Greek effect in it when it was smaller. Later, this was turned into a Roman one. And the most important characteristic of a Roman theater like this, they were all built up to the hill, to the slope, like this. You see, this was not built like in a flat side. It was built up to the hill, to the slope, to get a nice echo, acoustic. And in Turkey, we can say this is the 3rd best one with the echo. We have much bigger ones, like in Ephesus. I think some of you will stop tomorrow. But this is Hierapolis Theater, is the 3rd best one. That's why we still use it today for some concerts, for some events. Actually, we had the last event here in June, last year June. We had the opera concert, Turkish opera. We still use it, but in Roman time, as you can guess, this was used for some lion fights and gladiator fights. So when you look down the stage, you see the cages. Actually, they look like cages, but imagine them like the small corridors, the tunnels, where the lions and the gladiators, they came to that half circle, semicircle part, they had the fights down there. While they had fights, local people, they all used to sit and enjoy, but when you look straight down, in front of the lady, just behind the fences down there, you see a special seat, another semicircle part, and imagine it like our VIP lodges for the employees, for the rich ones. Maybe you can wonder, was it enough safe for them to sit there to enjoy? That was okay, because at that time, there were a group of slaves who were responsible for the safety of the rich ones. So they were standing there with like tridents or shields. So it was super safe for them because that was quite adventurous. And today we use these two entrances to come in, but please remember, in Roman time these were not the original entrances. So this was completely closed, surrounded with a huge wall. So this is a replica wall which is 15-20 years old. So as it was completely closed, people at that time, to come into the theater, they had to follow the entrances. One on the right side, you see, like a tunnel, 3 more on the left. So these entrances, they all have the tunnel connections to the main entrances down there. Behind, we can see only the first story, like first level, with the 2 statues in it. But thanks to the 2 half pillars at the top, the stage had the second level as well. But unfortunately, the earthquakes I mentioned you destroyed the second level. We are not able to see it. And the statues you see down there, these are replica of Apollo and Artemis. But the original ones, they were found out here. But as they were pure marble, they were taken to the museum. After Cleopatra's site, I show you the museum. If you like to see all the original pieces from the city, please have a stop there. And today I will now show you, I know we are all excited for your photos, but let me show you 2 more things. I will show you now why the Romans, they had nice echoes. I show you the echo significance, the technique of the Romans. And then if you like, we clap together. We are 15. We clap together to hear the echo, then enjoy the photo. So to understand the echoes in the Roman theaters, we need to look at the seats, but the front sides of the seats, okay, like here. This part unfortunately destroyed by the earthquake, but the original Roman seats I can show you here. In this side, they had like those special curves. So it comes, look this way down please, it comes like this, you see? There are special curves, so these are not straight, not flat, so it means when the sound comes down, it hits, rebounds. As it was built up to the hill, to the slope, so the Roman ones, they had really nice echoes. So it's good that some guys came down. Let's make it faster. Here, right? Okay, much better now. This is, I should say, we just clap through the fences. It could hit more because every seats have more curves. Okay, this is the 3rd best one in Turkey. The best one we have in Antalya, Aspendos theater. The second one in Ephesus, Hierapolis, is the 3rd best one. Okay, so let's.
ഈ തിയേറ്റർ നിർമ്മിക്കപ്പെട്ടത് 1st സെഞ്ചുറി AD-യിലായിരുന്നു. അന്ന് ഇതിന്റെ സീറ്റിംഗ് കപ്പാസിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 12,000 ആയിരുന്നു. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 10 times more than the population. ഇത് പിന്നീട് റീകൺസ്ട്രക്ട് ചെയ്തെടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് 200ഓളം വർഷങ്ങളെടുത്തു. ഗ്രീക്ക് രീതിയും റോമൻ രീതിയും കൂടെ സമന്വയിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടാണ് ഈ തിയേറ്റർ നിർമ്മിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. പിന്നെ ഇതിൻ്റെ എല്ലാം ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് കിട്ടിയ അവശിഷ്ടങ്ങൾ അപ്പോൾ മ്യൂസിയത്തിൽ സൂക്ഷിച്ചും വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഹാപ്പി ബർത്ത്ഡേ ടു യു, ഹാപ്പി ബർത്ത്ഡേ ഫെലി. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഗ്രൂപ്പിലുണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഒരാളുടെ ബർത്ത്ഡേ ആയിരുന്നു. സർപ്രൈസ് ആയിട്ട് വിഷ് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ പുള്ളിക്കാരി ശരിക്കും ഞെട്ടിപ്പോയി.
You see some more ruins. Actually, this ruins, the whole sign we call San. Please look at the sign. The first one, San Philip Martyrion. So we call San Philip Martyrion, but the ruins on the left side looks like wall.
മുകളിൽ കാണുന്നത് സെന്റ് ഫിലിപ്പ് മാർട്ടിരിയോൺ എന്നാണ് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത്. അവിടെ നിന്ന് അവർക്ക് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ ഒരു ഗ്രേവ് കിട്ടിയിരുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് അവർ കൂടുതൽ ഗവേഷണങ്ങൾ അവിടെ നടത്തുന്നുമുണ്ട്.
He actually claims that the tomb which was found up there, it belongs to Philippus. So maybe it's unbelievable for you. So you may ask, the team is quite sure it's going to be a famous place when everything will be done. Because after he died here, according to them, he must have been somewhere buried here. That's why it is now the excavation site, and we are waiting to have more information. Okay. On the way down, remember in this empty site, like the other side, more houses. But any houses here in Hierapolis we are not able to see. They are all waiting to be excavated. But if you stop for Ephesus, by the way, Ephesus is the best Roman city that you can see so many stuff in it. There you are able to see the houses with the original mosaics inside, the frescoes on the walls. But Hierapolis actually needs more time. To be honest, needs more permission. And according to Italian team, because we enjoyed the best view up there. Remember the view, the ruins that you will see, they are like 10%. The rest still underneath. Remember the theater, you see much better from here. When that was first found out, the front side, the excavated side also under the floor. So they all have to be carried. So they guess the same thing will be okay.
അന്നത്തെ ഹെറാപ്പോളിസിന്റെ 10% മാത്രമേ ഇപ്പോൾ കാണാൻ പറ്റുന്നുള്ളൂ എന്നാണ് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നത്. ബാക്കി ഇപ്പോഴും ഭൂമിയുടെ അടിയിൽ തന്നെ ഉണ്ടെന്നാണ് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നത്. അത് കണ്ടെത്താനുള്ള എക്സ്കവേഷൻസും എല്ലാം നടന്നുകൊണ്ടും ഇരിക്കുന്നു. കാരണം ഈ തിയേറ്റർ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കപ്പെടുമ്പോൾ ഇത് ഏകദേശം പൂർണ്ണമായും തന്നെ ഭൂമിയുടെ അടിയിലായിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പോഴും അവിടെ എക്സ്കവേഷൻസ് എല്ലാം നടന്നുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. കൂടുതൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കപ്പെടും എന്നുള്ള വിശ്വാസത്തോടുകൂടി. ചുരുക്കം പറഞ്ഞാൽ എല്ലാ സൗകര്യങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഒരു നല്ല സിറ്റി തന്നെയായിരുന്നു അന്നത്തെ ഹെറാപ്പോളിസ് എന്ന് തന്നെ നമ്മൾക്ക് വിശ്വസിക്കണം ഇതെല്ലാം കാണുമ്പോൾ. അന്നത്തെ കാലത്തെ തിയേറ്ററിലേക്കുള്ള എൻട്രൻസ് താഴെ നിന്നായിരുന്നു. അതാണ് ഇപ്പൊ കാണിക്കുന്നത്.
From the left side, first and second one, on the right side, the last big arches, they all had the tunnel connections to the main entrances I showed you. And today's excavation site, you see those excavated marble stuff, the decorated ones. These were all the huge ruins of the semicircle, semi-covered part, where people used to stop to buy the tickets to get some snacks. Please remember, all the entrances, they were right here. But as the excavation team is digging here, you can see their tent on the right side. They closed the original entrances for us. They built new ones up there, but in Roman time, it was completely opposite. Okay, let's see the other ruins here. This part, the ruin starts from those marble pillars from right side till left side down here. You can. These are the ruins of the Temple of Apollo. So today, this was more destroyed by the earthquakes, but in Roman time, you might hear the religion was paganism. So people used to pray for many gods and goddesses, especially from Greek. But even it was a Greek, they had the same god or goddess, just the names changed. Like Aphrodite became Venus, Apollo was Apollo with the same name. So here, the Hierapolis people, they had the god of sun, Apollo. So for the honor of Apollo, they built the temple here. During the temple time, that huge part in the middle looks like a wall. This was used as a temple fountain with a big pool in front. So remember, people used to stop here for the temple, but they used to stop for fountain to get some holy water. Actually, water was not so holy, but the interesting side, today's Cleopatra's pool, it was a huge part where people used to stop for curing the illnesses. So it means it was the center. So as the fountain was just next to the Cleopatra side, people were thinking it was like a kind of holy water for them. So they used to cure the illnesses. They used to, sell the water here. But they used to pray for the water, but those kinds of beliefs, they were all okay till the Christianity was accepted. After Emperor Constantine accepted the Christianity officially, they stopped the temple. And they started to build the churches, like St. Philip Church, or there was a small chapel. But they didn't stop the fountain. That fountain stayed here, but they just turned that one into a public fountain. Because remember, the reason people came and built the city here, it was just water. Okay, there were so many natural sources here, roughly 100 different sources. Actually, they were here just for the formation of Pamukkale. They came and built the city, but they didn't have any running water inside the houses. So the local, to get their water supply, to cook and to drink, they used to stop in the public fountains. But remember, if they wanted to have a bath, they didn't need to carry the waters like from here to the houses. They just had to go for the public baths, and they used to have the public toilets. only the rich ones, like everywhere, lucky ones, inside the houses, they had their own running water, they had washrooms and a place to have a bath. But the rest had to stop for public sites. And the public sites like public fountain, public hammam, public toilets, they were all free of charge for them because they never suffered from water. Today it's interesting, but it's a fact. Since that Roman time, we have still some sources which are naturally running, which are still running. Even today.
ഇപ്പം കണ്ടത് ടെമ്പിൾ ഓഫ് അപ്പോളോയാണ്. ഇവിടെ ക്രിസ്ത്യാനിറ്റി വരുന്നതിന് മുൻപ് ഇവിടെ സൂര്യനെയായിരുന്നു ആരാധിച്ചിരുന്നത്. അതിന്റെ മുമ്പിലെ ഫൗണ്ടനിലുള്ള വെള്ളം ഹോളി വാട്ടർ ആയിട്ടുമായിരുന്നു കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്തത്.
So this is called as plutonium or plutonium thanks to the statue up here. You see a replica statue. It's actually made in Thurkey 2013 and this is actually the statue of Hades. Have you heard about Hades? The god of hell, underground. Sure. Hades was his Greek name, but in Roman time people used to call him Pluto. That's why we call this part plutonium, which means like Hades place, Hades area. And the interesting part with the plutonium, please look down in the pagan time, down to the source. You see another source? You can still see the bubbles down there.
Yes.
At that time, near the source, you see an arch on the left side. Through the arch, under the statue of Hades, there was like a kind of big hole. There's some poisonous gases used to come up, related with some spring water here, some carbon dioxide gases. You can see here in the information board. And as they were killing, poisoning the people, and as they were not aware of some facts, so they used to believe that that big hole was just the entrance for Hades, for underground, for hell. To kill some people, to punish some guilty people, they all used to send here. But sometimes this part was related with the temple. People used to come down here, used to go down. They used to sacrifice animals for the wishes come true. You can see some steps. It's like a kind of platform that people could enjoy and enjoy the sacrifices. After they stop there, they will have overnight here. And according to their belief, Apollo, Hades, or if they really believe, the main god, will come and visit them in the tree, and they will get the solution. But they stop here for the Bible. But those were all the pagan things. After the Christianity, they all stopped it. They stopped the temple, they stopped this side. But the smart common people, they turned these rooms near a water source into a small olive oil factory. This is why the entrance has been the big stone, the round one with the wooden stick in the middle. These were the original pieces. Here's the olive. Olive oil producing, wine producing, they were the two good income here for the city. It was okay even till the Selçuk time. It was the olive oil factory here. So these were the stories. Let me tell you quickly. The statue of Hades, the white one, his dog Cerberus with the three-headed, the snake figures to protect the entrance down here. These are all replica, the original ones we can see in the museum. And the source, you see, it is a natural one which is still running since that Roman time. And that source came up naturally. You can see the sign here, the triangle one, the yellowish one. After the earthquake, there was a big crack. So this source naturally came up thanks to the crack. It is warmed 36 degrees, the same source like the other side. Today it is being controlled. If you ask where the water goes, it's running thanks to some pipes to Cleopatra, sometimes Pamukkale on the other side.
നമ്മൾ കണ്ടത് പൊളിറ്റോണിയമാണ്. അവിടെ കണ്ട സ്റ്റാച്ചു ഹെയ്ഡസിന്റെ സ്റ്റാച്യുമായിരുന്നു. അതിന് താഴെ കണ്ട ആർച്ച് നരകത്തിലേക്കുള്ള വാതിലെന്നായിരുന്നു അറിയപ്പെട്ടിരുന്നത്. ആരെയെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ കൊല്ലണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് ഇരുത്തുമായിരുന്നു അത്ര. കാരണം അവിടെ എന്തോ പോയിസൺ ആയിട്ടുള്ള സബ്സ്റ്റൻസിൻ്റെയും ഉറവിടമുണ്ടെന്നാണ് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത്. പിന്നെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഹോളി ആയിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ സാക്രിഫൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതും അവിടെ വെച്ച് തന്നെയായിരുന്നു അത്ര. ഈ കാണുന്നത് അന്നത്തെ കാലത്തിൻ്റെ അമ്പലത്തിന് മുമ്പിലുണ്ടായിരുന്ന വാട്ടർ ഫൗണ്ടനാണ് കേട്ടോ. അവിടെ നിന്നുള്ള വാട്ടർ കനാലുകളും ഇഷ്ടം പോലെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഇഷ്ടം പോലെ വെള്ളവും അന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് സുലഭമായിട്ട് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
It was like the pool. After they stopped the water or water here, they used to walk up. You see the pillars, so it means the temple starts over here. So they used to go up for the temple side, for the religious ceremonies, for their prayer. And after the fountain here, behind the fences along the way, you will start to see more water canals, original water canals. We just see the simple canals today, but remember, while we are passing that sign, the clay pipes. There were terracotta pipes in the middle, and the water, although it was 2nd, 3rd century AD, people were so smart, so wise, so they had a really nice water distribution system, and the water was all running into the pipes to the farming site. Wheat, barley, corn, olive oil, or wine for you see, they were the good examples of that.
അന്നത്തെ കാലത്തും ഒരുപാട് വാട്ടർ കനാൽസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു എല്ലായിടത്തേക്കും വെള്ളം ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. ഇനി നമ്മൾ പോകുന്നത് ക്ലിയോപാട്രാസ് പൂൾ ഏരിയയിലേക്കാണ്. ആ സുന്ദരി അവിടെ കുളിച്ചപ്പോൾ അവരുടെ മുഖത്തുണ്ടായിരുന്ന ചുളിവുകളെല്ലാം മാറി സുന്ദരിയായെന്നാണ് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത്.
Or Cleopatra's book. Please have a seat. They call this one antique book or ancient book. This is because after the biggest earthquake here in the 7th century, the huge fountain was just collapsed through the pool area. So today, just inside the pool, you see, as we have the huge rocks. Thanks to those all antique, but all the original pieces from the city, we call here antique or ancient. But thanks to the story. Yes, you can. Thanks to the story, here is called as Cleopatra's pool. And you know Cleopatra, the beautiful Egyptian lady. According to the story, one day she felt that she had so many wrinkles on her face, and she told the soldiers, "Please help me because I'm getting ugly." So the Roman emperors, they don't allow me anymore. Find me some solution. So the soldiers heard about the water here. They came here, took a bottle of water, and they gave it to Cleopatra. And just once, when she washed her face with this water, you can guess what happened. All the wrinkles, bye-bye. They were all gone, disappeared. So she immediately decided to come here. That time, she came here and she swam here once. So thanks to this story, or let's say thanks to this myth, here is called as Cleopatra's pool, but no one knows she was here before or not. Okay? And let me tell you about the real facts, real stories. So the pool area, when you look to the pool area, we can say it is man-made. Well, of course, after the earthquake, there was a big hole. They just filled the area with the water. So some says that the water again came up thanks to the crack here. But the water inside, it's a natural one. And actually, it's an analyzed water. So the University of Istanbul, they analyzed the water here, and except for calcium carbonate, which gives the white color to the color, this water has more minerals inside, like sulfur, iron, magnesium, potassium. So these can help you to cure some illnesses, like to cure some cardiovascular problems, rheumatic problems, skin diseases. But to swim here once in the tour time, of course, not a miracle. It never helps you. But when I take you to Pamukkale, you see other pools there with two main differences. So the first one is the temperature. So this is the source, that's why 36 degrees. But on the other side, it gets a bit less, like 29, because it's running from here to there. And the second difference is the depth. So here it's deep. You see the rope, till the rope, it's generally deep till here, to your breast. But if you pass the other side, if you swim straight under the bridge, it takes you to the deepest part, which is roughly 6 meters. Okay? But Pamukkale pools, as I mentioned,
ഭൂകമ്പങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായപ്പോൾ അവിടെയുള്ളതെല്ലാം നശിപ്പിക്കപ്പെട്ടു. പിന്നീട് ഇപ്പം കാണുന്ന ഈ പൂള് മാൻമെയ്ഡ് പൂളാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ നിന്നുള്ള വാട്ടർ സോഴ്സും പ്യുവറാണ് കേട്ടോ. 36 ഡിഗ്രിയാണ് ഈ വാട്ടർ സോഴ്സിൻ്റെ ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ. പമുക്കലയിലെ ഹിറാപ്പോളിസിലെ കാഴ്ചകൾ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ അല്ലേ? ഇവിടുത്തെ തന്നെ കൂടുതൽ വിശേഷങ്ങൾ അടുത്ത വീഡിയോയിൽ കാണാം കേട്ടോ. വീഡിയോസ് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യണേ, ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യണം, ഷെയർ ചെയ്യണം, നിങ്ങളുടെ അഭിപ്രായങ്ങൾ കമൻസായി അറിയിക്കുകയും വേണം കേട്ടോ. അടുത്ത വീഡിയോയിൽ കാണാം. അതുവരേക്കും ടേക്ക് കെയർ ആൻഡ് ബൈ ഫ്രം സുജിത് ആൻഡ് പ്രിയ.